Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1457. Hey, we missed 1456 yesterday. I didn't make any big deal about it because I probably shouldn't, because there's nothing big about numbers. It's just a human concept or a physical concept. I don't know what kind of concept it is, but it's Café Anyway is the concept of this show. The last place on earth, and my name
Mike's Daily Podcast
is Mike Matthews. It's 1457 today, and we have the news segment.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We'll call the news segment today the Michaelpedia and Sanica, and I'm going to sing to you something that will make you really standica and dance around, and then you'll fall down because this song is undanceable in any way. This is what I found. And big thank you to my coworker for bringing bagels.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
My coworker brought bagels, and that's great. Hey, I learned a lot yesterday.
Mike's
One of the things is
Daily
when you find a wallet
Podcast.
on the road that you're on the trail that you're walking with your wonderful dog Basil the Boxer, you suddenly have a mission to bring that wonderful wallet back to its owner. The only thing I had to go by was the address on the driver's license. I typed it into my Google Maps. It told me where it was. It was just roughly, look who walked in, a little walk away. And Basil and I went there and returned the wallet, and the day was saved. So happy to help this guy out. And I think we need to help people out in life, as crazy as things are these days, with fires up in the hills here in California. A couple people walked in. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Shirley. It's Stuart, the chef supervisor. How's your foot? My foot still aches a little. Hasn't gone away yet. I still got the big brace on it. Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna heal up. On the plus side, I get to wear shorts to work. I like that. I don't know how my coworkers like it, but I like it. I always thought it was stupid to wear pants and a nice shirt, collared shirt to work at a radio station.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I mean, it's freaking radio. Hello. But it's like I'm not selling airtime. I'm being paid gruel. So why should I... The podcast picture today, I can't stop loving you. How can I? Why should I? It's a Phil Collins song. I stayed up so freaking late trying to fix. Okay, so Windows 10. I'm not happy with Apple. I'm not happy with Microsoft. And Microsoft, their Windows Phone is finally going away. That was their one little attempt to try and knock the iPhone peg out of Apple's hands, and it's gone. We knew it would be gone. It looked cool when it first came out. It had all these windows on it, and you could scroll up and down, and it was much more narrow than a iPhone. I played with one at the mall in San Francisco. What's that mall called? The big one that's right by Powell. There's a huge mall there, and they have always got these interesting displays by Google. All the tech companies try and have a presence there. And Microsoft was trying to push their Windows Phone. And I was playing around with it thinking, ooh, this could be a big thing. And I was wrong. But yeah, it's gone now. They said they're finishing up. They'll still have security updates for it, but it's done. So I was trying to play around with Microsoft's Groove, which is that thing that they used to replace, I guess, Zune. Way back in the day, Zune, Zune, if you knew about that. And the Xbox Music, which that name makes no sense because Xbox is a game platform and now you're attaching music to it. And I'm sorry, I know you gamers out there love some of the music on your games, but to me that's not the that's not a connection I can make in my head between music and games. Yeah, there's music in games, but it's usually not the best music. That's my opinion. What do I know? But I do think that the Groove it looked cool, this Groove program that you get with Windows 10. It plays your music on your hard drive and also in your OneDrive, which I don't want to even get into that because that's like a big, Windows attempt at doing the cloud, and they give you only this much room and then you have to pay for it, da-da-da, dee-dee-dee, da-da-da, da-da-da-da, and so on. But what I discovered is that the Groove app on my laptop is all messed up, and I've uninstalled it, reinstalled it. I did it twice last night. Next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock, and next thing I know, I'm only going to get 6 hours sleep. And that's how my day began. But the podcast picture today is another great picture of the wonderful Basil the Boxer. This time, he's visiting with a dog, a fake dog, a imaginary dog, a painted dog that looks exactly like the dog that my mom and I had when I was a teenager, all the way through my early 20s. We had this beautiful Old English sheepdog named Ollie Mop. I loved that dog so much. So did my mom. My mom loved that dog so much that when Ollie Mop died, she couldn't get another dog. So it's a neat picture with Basil and this dog, and there's a butterfly. I guess I'm not describing this picture very well. You'll have to see it. It's at mikesdailypodcast.com. Also at that website, and you can also, it won't be on my Instagram till later in the day, but the Mike's Daily Pod, and it'll be on my Facebook as well. Facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. Which, by the way, please tell all your friends, Facebook lies. It is always going to be fake media. It's always going to be fake news. Whatever you read on Facebook is not real. It's Facebook news. It's fake news. And even though they call it a news feed, it's not a news feed. It's just a mirror of things you like, of people that you've liked. Anything that you've clicked like or love or haha or whatever the other emojis are that you put under a post, it's shoving that in your face in an algorithm. Algorithms are if this, then that. So if Mike likes that post about Disneyland, he'll see this post about Disneyland or Doctor Who. Gosh, I see lots of Doctor Who stuff. I took a quick little breath of air because I have to zip through the rest of this show. I don't have much time, folks. None of us do. So you can help out the show through that Amazon link at mikesdailypodcast.com. Click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and that's going to help us out. And there's the donate button through the PayPal. You'll get a special personalized MP3 for thee from all the Café Anyway characters. You can see all the past podcast pictures too at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now the segment called
The Myclopedia Insantica.
Burger Master.
First off, the horrible fire going on up in Napa Valley, Sonoma, Mendocino counties. 10 people have died. Someone I know, their wife's parents' house got burned down. The parents are okay, but it has destroyed more than 1,500 homes and businesses. Starting in the middle of the night, the fires hopscotched across neighborhoods and raced across fields and jumped freeways. Winds gusted up to 70 miles per hour. Yeah, it was windy in Podcastro Valley. Not last night, but the night before. This must be referring to that. And all kinds of bedlam up there. It's one of the most damaging series of blazes in modern California history. Governor Brown declared a state of emergency for Napa and Sonoma counties. The blaze blackened 103,000 acres. And of course, we are just smelling it here in the Bay Area. It is thick. The sky thick with ash. Well, last night's sunset was just amazing because it was so red. We get that with all the ash in the air. And Donald Trump defended his intelligence after reports that Tillerson called him a moron. That would be our Secretary of State. He said, I think it's fake news, but if he did that, I guess we have to compare IQ tests. And I can tell you who's going to win. Haha. Okay, Kim Jong Nam, a Vietnamese woman accused of killing the half-brother of North Korea's leader, was captured on camera making an aggressive attack on him 2 days after a similar act on another person. Don T. Huang, 28, is charged along with Siti Aisyah, an Indonesian woman, with killing Kim Jong Nam by smearing his face with VX, a chemical poison banned by the UN. This was at a Kuala Lumpur airport, February 13th. There was a stark difference in Huang's movements in two closed-circuit television recordings made in the airport's third-level departure hall. The first recording showed Huang approach an unidentified member of the public from behind to wipe something on their face in a soft manner. She then appeared to apologize, placing her hands together and bowing her head before retreating slowly. But a similar act carried out on Kim Jong Nam was quite rough and seemed more like an attack. Jeez. And then finally, this uplifting story. Tweets. While most tweets are quick reads, a lot of people still want to save those worthy of more in-depth inspection. What? But Mike, the tweets are only 140 characters. That's pretty fast to read, 140 characters, isn't it? Well, yes, but the attachments and the links and whatnot in the tweets. After getting tons of requests for a save for later feature, the company Twitter has finally started developing a bookmarking tool during its annual Hack Week activities. Twitter product manager Jasar Shah has announced the feature on the platform and posted a quick demo of the prototype they created at the event. Apparently, they plan to replace the send via DM icon on the bottom right portion of tweets with an overflow menu. That menu will house both the share via DM and the upcoming add to bookmark features, though the final version could take on different forms. All the tweets added to bookmark can then be accessed through a list of settings. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Do you actually use Twitter? I am just amazed when I hear people use Twitter. It just seems like it's so archaic now. But it isn't, because our president uses it. And yet, people go to it for news. And right after the Las Vegas shootings, there was all kinds of fake news, fake media saying ISIS was involved. In fact, a radio show that one of the stations that I work for carries, a very conservative idiot hosts this show, and he claimed that, well, he said ISIS has claimed that they were responsible, and they've never been wrong. Well, they were wrong, and that guy was an idiot. So, to sum up, Gruel. Next show, it's going to be... Oh, we didn't say hi to Floyd and John Deere. Hey, guys. Hi, Mike. Hello. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. We've gotten to everybody, and so we have to wrap up the show. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, and the brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!